So picture this, the lights flickering on tree-lined streets, the smell of cocoa in the air, and a move to a place where the holidays are more than just one single day, they're a full season of memories. If you're considering relocating to the greater Charlotte area or simply want to unwrap what the region looks like in December, it does get cold down here. Stick around because we're going to explore some of the festive side of the Queen City, which is Charlotte, and also some of the suburbs. Hi everybody, welcome back to Living in Charlotte, NC, the channel where we give you everything we can about the Charlotte region. We tell you the ups, the downs, the ins, the outs. So whether you're planning a move here or maybe a move away from here and you want a reason to stick around, or just curious about the general Charlotte area, you're in the right place. And for those of you who are looking for a home where the holiday spirit doesn't just happen, it's built into the community, well, we're going to give you a deep dive, or actually we're going to take a deep dive into everything from shows, sports, which I love to talk about sports, neighborhoods, local events that make the season special here in the Charlotte region. Hey, I'm Dave DeSilva, longtime realtor here in Charlotte with Long Tab Realty, brokered by and brought to you by Keller Williams and Ballantyne. We've been helping people for over 25 years find the perfect home in this region. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell, so you're going to be the first one to know when we put out a new video, which is about once a week. And like we said, all of our videos are about what it's like to live, work, and play in the Charlotte region. And if you'd like to set up a Zoom call, check down below in the description. We've got a link in there which will allow you to set up a Zoom call with me face to face. Could be 3,000 miles away, but it's still face to face for 20, 30, 40, 60 minutes. This past weekend, I was on a call with a gentleman from Arizona for about 45, 50 minutes. Had a great time just discussing what he was looking for in the region and how maybe I could help him out. All right, let's go ahead and jump into the subject today. All right, first off, whether you're moving into Davidson, Huntersville, the area north of town, uptown Charlotte, Ballantyne, South Charlotte, or across the South Carolina border into Fort Mill and the suburbs, you're going to find neighborhoods that feel like they welcome the season. You know, on the practical side, we talk about schools, community, the commute to work, back and forth, businesses, all sorts of events, things like that. But today we're going to focus on lifestyle. You've got big city amenities and you've got suburbs that really know how to decorate and celebrate. So let's go take a look at some of these things. For example, I'm going to give you a little bit of a combination of the big city mix with the suburbs. They've got an annual event here at the Ballantyne Hotel and Spa in the Bowl. You know, they host a toy drive, and I think it's from November 27th to December 5th. Take a look around the Ballantyne Resort and Spa. A lot of greenery. You've got some of the new buildings going up, or actually already up. You've got the bowl back here. Got ice skating at the Amp that comes up pretty soon. Always some nice trail walks going on. And then inside the Ballantyne Resort, you've got the Gingerbread Lane and Cocoa House set up that supports local children's hospitals and their efforts. So this is just the beginning. We're going to be bouncing around a little bit in town to see what we can find. And a little more broadly, the region hosts things like the Winterfest, which is down at Carowinds, and that is, I believe, from November 27th to January 3rd. Oh, sorry for the horn honking over there. And that's just one of the attractions that'll bring people from all over the region. You got to go check it out. That place is very Christmassy and winter theme oriented, and it's like a winter wonderland. So for somebody moving here, you're not just buying a home, you're buying into a location that's got just a awesome seasonal lifestyle. So here we go. We're going to highlight some neighborhoods and some suburbs that have their own distinct appeal and attraction. The first one I'm going to talk about is not even on my list, but I couldn't continue on without mentioning it, and that is on the southeast side of Charlotte, the suburb of Mint Hill. Mint Hill's got a great, I think it's the Veterans Park over there in the eastern side of Mint Hill off 485. Great place, lots to do over there, soccer fields, picnic tables, a memorial to the veterans, but they always have holiday events there. And of course they have a Christmas holiday and a Thanksgiving holiday event there. So that's the first one we're going to start talking about. And next is Ballantyne and South Charlotte. We've talked about Ballantyne a little bit already. Of course, when you say South Charlotte, it's located on the south side of Charlotte with Ballantyne, and that's a great location for, business people, executives, first responders, veterans, all sorts of people making up the Ballantyne and the South Charlotte region. And holiday-wise, I've already talked about some of the events that are going on in Ballantyne. You've also got great locations to go shopping, for restaurants, to have your holiday dinners, parks, picnics, kind of like this little park here in Ballantyne, if you can see behind me. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. And of course, lots of community events with the neighborhoods taking charge. Next one we'll talk about is First Ward Uptown, South End, and of course, Uptown Charlotte. We don't call it downtown here, it's Uptown Charlotte. For somebody who likes the uptown vibe, you've got locations to go to, like the French, what are they called? Oh, the French Connection. No, not the French Connection. The French Quarter. My kids know about that. You've got restaurants. It's walkable. You've got parks, sports venues, and of course, you've got Blumenthal Performing Arts Center, which is going to give you a little bit of culture. And in that case, Uptown is your platform. And of course, during the holiday season, everything is holiday oriented. And in those neighborhoods, you're going to see a lot of growth and a lot of culture being developed, but also some historical touches as well. All right, let's head down a little bit to the south side of Charlotte to Fort Mill, Tega Cay, and the southern South Carolina corridor. If you're relocating to Charlotte for the first time, or maybe moving from Charlotte to a little bit further south into South Carolina, you're going to find great schools down there. You're going to find bigger chunks of land and a little bit of escape from the city life. With that, of course, in the holidays, you're going to get a good holiday feel, and you're going to be a nice, easy commute into Uptown Charlotte. And remember, when I say city life, Charlotte is the 14th largest city in the country. We've got close to 1 million people in Charlotte. If you do head down south into Fort Mill, Tega Cay, Lancaster County area, you're still going to be connected to Charlotte, and you're still going to have access to a lot of the major events up there on a short drive, like I said. But again, you're going to be just a little bit far removed or further removed, and making that comfortable. And let's talk a little bit about some big seasonal activities that are really exciting for people coming into the area to know about. The first one is going to be that annual Southern Christmas Show from November 13th through November 23rd. That's going to be at the Park Expo and Conference Center. There's going to be over 420 vendors there, just massive shopping. Let's talk about holiday and Christmas shows, and the city has a lot of Christmas shows going on. And maybe I should say holidays, but I still say Christmas. Sorry about that. One is the Carolina Christmas by the Charlotte Symphony Orchestra, and that's going to be over at the Knight Auditorium. I guess that's better known as Knight Theater, and that's between December 12th and 14th. The Carolina Christmas gives you a mix of bluegrass, gospel, a little bit of jazz, I think, and then some traditional Christmas music as well. Another one you might like coming December 1st is the Motown Christmas Classic. That's going to be at the Blumenthal Theater, and it's going to be classical or traditional music with a Motown twist. Then we've got the Family Fun Christmas Village up at the Lowe's Motor Speedway. Let me correct myself, that should be Charlotte Motor Speedway. That starts November 21st and runs all the way through Christmas, and that's going to be a maze, some ice skating, some lights, all sorts of family fun. Now, something that's going to be a little bit more thrilling is the Winterfest down at Carowinds. Carowinds is a pretty big amusement park that straddles the North Carolina-South Carolina border, and what you're going to find are these thrilling rides with a little bit of a holiday twist in them. And Winterfest lasts from November 28th to January 3rd. Now, I always like to tie in a little bit of a sports theme into some of these videos. That's just part of the local culture here, and it's part of my culture as well. And a big sports scene is just one of the benefits of living in the Charlotte area. First off, let's talk about the local NFL football team, the Carolina Panthers, who had a big win this weekend in overtime. Bryce Young, who's our quarterback, passed for a franchise record 448 yards and won the game on a field goal. He didn't win it, but Fitzy did, who I think he kicked about a 33-yarder to win, beat Atlanta, one of our rivals. So that football culture is going on strong here, both high school, college, and pros. And what you're going to find, a lot of tailgating, a lot of big fans that are just going out of their minds, and pretty good crowd every week over at Bank of America Stadium. Something I'll note now that I hope doesn't jinx us and come back to haunt me, but right now we're 6-5 and we have a better chance of making the playoffs than the past Super Bowl champs, not from last year, but a couple years before that, Kansas City Chiefs. So sorry, Anthony, if you're listening to this. He's a big Chiefs fan. The NBA Hornets are playing. They're playing uptown. That's always exciting. Tickets sometimes are pretty easy to get, but it's a great atmosphere uptown. To go along with the NBA, we've got a great culture of I've been saying culture a lot today, but we've got a great culture of college basketball around here. So whether it's some teams visiting from the Triangle, might be Duke, Wake Forest, or UNC, or our favorite team, NC State Wolfpack, who are 4-0 right now, might be them visiting here, or you've got a lot of local presence as well on the basketball scene. If you're an ice hockey fan, you've got the Charlotte Checkers, who are an AHL team, American Hockey League team, and they play right uptown. No, I think they play right uptown again. I always like to mention the pro sports and the high-end college sports, but this is a hot season right now for high school football and high school soccer. They're both kind of wrapping up. They're in the playoffs, deep into the playoff season. You got a lot of powerhouses around the Charlotte market. And coming up next is going to be big-time basketball in Charlotte. You've got some fantastic tournaments around here, and then those tournaments go ahead and flow over into the new year. So if you're a big-time high school basketball fan, this is a great place to be. One of the things I want to cover about this season is how people just come out of the woodwork and show their charitable nature. What you're going to see here, just a little bit of it. We've got some food drives going on. This is a building where I work. That's Movement Mortgage. Out here, I'm not sure who's hosting this, but you've got Toys for Tots, just boxes loaded with toys that people are donating. I think we just brought out 2 more boxes up in my office upstairs. We've got about 4 of these boxes, getting filled up with toys, clothes, food, all sorts of things for local charities. So I think there is a big charitable nature to a lot of Charlotteans, and if you move down here, you can be part of that. Okay, now here's where we go ahead and tie it all together. When you're choosing a home, you're not just buying a structure in most cases, you're buying a community calendar. And if the region stops celebrating in January, what am I talking about? That's not going to happen here. This is a holiday season from November, January, February, and then we start off with another great season. There's something always going on in Charlotte that you will be attracted to. You're going to want and you're going to get a place where families gather, neighbors know each other, especially in the suburbs where local events mean something. The fact that Charlotte offers major holiday events and just all year-round sports seasons, community gatherings, that means it has depth. For first responders, for veterans, families aged 28 to 60, that's a big old range. If you're looking for stability, something welcoming, and this holiday season is a good lens to gauge community vibe, well, you're going to see that here. One of the things that you can ask about when you're touring homes, if you do look in November, December, is ask people what the local tree lighting event is around here. I think tonight, as a matter of fact, up at Bank of America Stadium, the Panthers and the MLS team, they're owned by the same guy, are having an event where they are lighting a local tree. Got to ask yourself, are there events for kids? All sorts of leagues, all sorts of events, all sorts of things going on just for kids in the Charlotte region. And then, of course, we already covered this, but what does my sports fan life look like here in Charlotte? Just a few questions you might want to ask if you're thinking about coming to the region, and it is about the details, too. So we can fill you in on those. Get on a Zoom call with us, look at the description down below, and we've got a link that'll let you get on for 20, 30, 40 minutes, have a conversation, find out all you want to find out from me when I have a conversation. If you're going to do that, send me an email ahead of time, which I think you'll be capable of doing when you hook up to that link, and let me know specifically what you're interested in. If you do want to know a little bit more about the festivities, let me know about that. If you are from the Charlotte area and you've got great ideas that we're not talking about on here, regardless of whether it's about the holiday season or it's about summer or it's about events or schools or businesses, get in the comment section, leave some comments. So if you're thinking about moving to Charlotte in 10 days, 10 weeks, 10 months, we're your right connection. We can talk to you all about it. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe down below. Give us a thumbs up. Like I said before, leave us a comment. Let us know what you want to hear about. We're going to be on again next week. We'll leave you another video. And of course, we would love to leave you a video about what you are looking for, not what I'm interested in necessarily. So again, Dave DeSilva here with Long Tab Realty, brokered by Keller Williams in Ballantyne. Until next week, see you later.